Hello everyone and welcome back to another Magical Moon video. We're down in the Legends barn and this episode is going to be action packed. There's lots to be getting on with. But firstly, to mention that Udea has had her hair cut. She's had it shaved or she's been clipped. And that's twofold. The first reason is because we need to be able to regulate her temperature, which I've mentioned in many previous videos. A lot of horses, especially at this time of year where they're just starting to, well, they've got their winter woolies, they're just trying to get their summer coats. It's all a bit confusing at the moment. It's very wet and warm, very, very wet and quite warm. So they struggle. This gives us the opportunity to be able to add rugs or subtract rugs as we need to. But more importantly for Udea, she does have those concerning lumps and bumps, and what that means is we can keep a real close eye on them. Without all that lovely fluffy white hair that she has, we're able to monitor them much more closely and more accurately. She's had her blood taken from the vet, and what we're going to do now is we have the luxury of all the horses that come here, when they arrive, you might have seen it in a previous episode, we take their bloods, and that's for a matter of course, and that gives us a really good datum. It gives us all that information of where they're at. And as you've seen, a lot of horses come here in the most appalling condition. Contrary to that, we have horses like Udea who've been actively retired and are well and happy, but we just need to know, and it gives us that, as I say, that starting point. So if anything develops in the future, we can just go back to them and to those results, and that's what we're going to do with her. We're going to wait for those results to come back, and then we've got the comparison. In the meantime, there's lots more been going on. Little Totty has started to get those problems with her lungs where we think it's that mild wet weather. It's just triggered stuff off, and she had a little bit of a snotty nose. She had a bit of a cough, so the vet checked her out and she's on a course of medication and she's starting to improve already. It's just that time of year. But moving on, we've got we've got lots to be doing all around the farm, but first things first, the herds out there need their big bale buddies. So don't go anywhere. So this is definitely the place to be. As you can see, the animals are snuggled down here. It's been a really good job. There's such minimal wastage from those big bags. They work really, really well, but we have to strip a few of the layers from the outside of the bales to be able to get them on so they're nice and snug and they work well. That means we have this excess, but nothing here goes to waste. It's going to go straight into these guys in the barn who've been watching all the carryings on. Now it's off to clad the other bit of the extension. So let's go. It's been a really good job, and there's nothing more rewarding than using these old materials that were laying around and intermingling them with, well, a bit of new stuff to create something truly magical. We've now got the new resident installed up here. We have been dodging those showers, but what that means is the humidity's rising, the temperature's rising. Yes, it is wet and warm, but that means spring is only just around the corner. And we've seen evidence of that all around the farm. And on that note, we're going to say, stay magical and we'll see you next time.